I wonder if you could just introduce yourself and say the characters you're playing, and just generally when I ask a question, if you could sort of answer and repeat the question in the answer.
Yes. So
if you could just introduce yourself.
So complicated.
It is complicated. You go first because it's hard.
Yeah, cool. Just bring them in and that'd be lovely.
Hello, my name is Miltos Yerolumou, and I'm playing Bottom.
And I'm Jon Trenchard, and I'm playing Starveling, and I'm also the on-show MD.
What does that mean, on show?
Well, I don't really know what it's going to mean yet. At the moment, it will involve doing warm-ups, vocal warm-ups and things before the show. But apparently there's going to be lots of interesting instruments that are being made at the moment that I'm going to be playing as well.
And he'll be on show, as in the show, but on show, as in we'll be able to see you.
Yeah,
being
exactly.
an MD, as well as someone who holds a plank of wood.
Yeah.
And a puppet, and a character.
Yeah, and
it's
singing
a very
and
complicated
dancing at the same
show.
time.
Singing and dancing in a show. Exactly. It's going to be one of those kind of shows.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense what the show will be like yet?
No, not really. I don't think there's just so many different elements. The music is being created at the moment, being composed, and the instruments are being being made at the moment. We've got some puppets. But also, when you're actually controlling a puppet, you can never see what it's actually looking like from the audience's perspective. So, from my point of view so far, I just don't really know how it's going to look. But I think it will be an amazing visual spectacle.
However, I've been reading Tom's notes, and no, I haven't. But it's kind of evolving, isn't it? That's the whole thing, is that it's the style and the vocabulary of the way we're telling this story of Midsummer Night's Dream is all kind of fusing together, and it's kind of being cooked up as we're doing it. And Tom's really good at just letting it happen as organically as possible. I mean, you know, it's very clear that him and Vicky and Bruce and Adrian from Handspring they've done their homework, you know, they know exactly what the production is, but how we tell the story with the tools we have, that is evolving, and it's kind of evolving all the time. I mean, today every day we discover a new way of kind of interpreting the spirits of the wood, or how Oberon casts spells, and that's always exciting. And it's kind of done with the things that we have. You know, there's a certain amount of puppets and things that can be manipulated. But and
of course that's brilliant for us as well, because as performers you come along to this process that other people like the director and the designer have been working on for a long time, but we get to influence that process as well and contribute to it as it's being made, which is really exciting.
So everyone takes responsibility and everyone owns it, and everyone and that's kind of the heart of puppetry, isn't it? And this is kind of the key to whether you're doing a show with puppets or without puppets, is that the amount of investment that you have from your own imagination, that level of focus is what kind of then, that's where the magic comes, isn't it? And that's where suddenly it becomes kind of connected and told like sincerely. I think that's the key to it, is that no matter what the style is, it's really sincere.
But fun as well.
Stupid.
Ridiculous.
Tell me a little bit more about puppets and puppetry, and maybe how you guys feel about puppets, whether you've worked with puppets before, and is there anything special about these particular puppets?
Well, I think that for me, this is the first time I've done any puppetry, so it's a new experience. So it's quite nerve-wracking at the beginning, but it actually teaches you quite a lot, I think, as an actor as well. When you're holding a puppet, you can't see what it looks like, and that's actually just the same as being an actor. You don't know what your face looks like to the audience. So I'm learning quite a lot about acting as well as about puppetry as we go along. The puppets are also a big mixture of things. We've got these fantastically odd fairy puppets, which are which have a lot of character, and they're kind of more in the world of traditional puppets. But yet there's also going to be moments when objects come alive, either on their own and get puppeted, or sometimes they'll all join together and become something bigger. So there are lots of different levels of puppeteering involved, which is also
and it's almost like the set is the puppet. So, I mean, like, we have sophisticated puppetry and puppets. We have, the level of definition and detail in them is extraordinary. And then you have a plank of wood. And, Bruce and Adrian's motto is that everything, this is the thing, is what we always say, everything has a right to life, even inanimate objects. And so that can have as much life in it as these amazing creatures and dolls, and and that is what's amazing. But of course a plank of wood comes out from the stage, so at times it will be like the set becomes alive and it's manipulated by us. So and of course it makes sense, because it's all about Athens and a wood, and there's wood, and that's kind of quite obvious, but at the same time I think still surprising. You go, and it's also it's not pretentious. It's like it's witty, and it's like going, this is okay, this is fun, don't worry, this is like, you go on us with this journey. If we believe it, you're going to believe it, and that's where the game starts, and and then surprises happen one after the other. Just when you think, oh, this is the style, okay, we know what this is, then something else will happen.
I just check something. Bruce and Adrian. Do you mean Bruce or Basil? Is it
Basil? I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I do mean him.
It's because he's away this week, so we've
I
forgotten.
That's showbiz.
Exactly.
Oh God.
I'm jumping back slightly, but I wondered, for people who have no idea what the play's about, if you could just say a little bit about your characters, and I know you're probably still working about, but what do you know about your character already?
Well, we're both playing mechanicals, which is a very odd word. I suppose it can be interpreted in lots of different ways. They're basically craftsmen in Athens. So we're mortals, whereas of course there are immortals and fairies and all kinds of strange living creatures in the wood. But in this version, because we're doing a lot of puppetry, I think one of the things that we're working with at the moment is that the mechanicals are forming a puppet theatre company. So we are making the puppets, that's the craftsman bit, but also putting on a play using puppets. So we're playing puppeteers, which is good.
You say it's good. That's what we're doing. So it makes perfect sense of us being craftsmen. So the puppets come from the things that we work with.
Yeah.
And it's like our social club, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
the
stakes are high, because of course it's a big deal for all of us. And I play Bottom, and Bottom is the kind of in our production, he's Greek, because I'm Greek, and so I'm kind of channeling the spirit of my father and my ancestors in my performance. But it's kind of interesting, because it was a choice we made very early on, but it kind of seems to stick. And I mean, all of us are kind of disparate, and but we're a bunch of ragtag people who've come together to do this one thing. And Bottom takes what he does pretty seriously. He's enthusiastic, and we're trying to make the whole team. There's always a lot. Most people have seen a lot of productions of Midsummer Night's Dream, and sometimes Bottom, it's like he's the clown role, and then it's like everyone else serves him. But what's really brilliant about our bunch of reprobates that Tom's assembled is that we invest, the idea of doing this play for the Duke and Duchess is like, it means a lot to all of us. And so I think there's going to be a lot of fun, and it's nice because it's We really play off each other. Already we play off each other a lot. In
Um,
fact, we've been called the when we come to do the mechanical scenes, it's been called the arsing around group. Put that in the trailer.
It is utter chaos sometimes. There are some rehearsal processes where you'll have, you know, about 3 or 4 different rehearsals going on in the same room, and you can imagine the noise levels. You know, some people are singing and banging drums, and it's but whenever we do a mechanical scene so far, that seems to be what happens. There's so much going on and so many stories that we can possibly tell, and I think Tom's going to have quite a job on his hands, cutting it all down and showing the audience the best bits.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. So far, so good.